Hi, healthy bakers. We are making iced oatmeal cookies. So old school oatmeal cream pies that we all loved growing up. I've got 1 cup of flour swap, 1 cup of quick cooking rolled oats. You have to use the quick cooking in this recipe. 3/4 cup of granular sugar swap, a little baking soda, powder, salt, and some spices. I'm going to mix my dry ingredients well. Next, we have 1 egg swap. Remember to reconstitute your egg swap with hot water. There's 1/2 cup of well-stirred room temperature butter swap. If you have trouble stirring your butter swap until it's smooth, put the entire jar in a blender and blend for a few seconds. Next, we're going to use ingredient you don't see us use very often in Detox Desserts. This is actually a rapidly digesting carbohydrate. We're using 2 tablespoons of unsulfured molasses, and that's only to provide your finished cookie with a nice rich caramelization. You do not need to use this though. If you're diabetic or need to stay in ketosis, just substitute the molasses for 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix my wet and dry ingredients together. Get a nice smooth cookie dough consistency. Want to make sure there's no lumps. You can always use a hand mixer to do this. When I'm doing small batches, I like just using a big flat spoon. So I've let my wet and dry ingredients be blended together, and then I let the dough rest for about 5 minutes. That 5-minute rest is going to allow the fiber in the flour swap to absorb the excess moisture. And now I'm just mixing one more time before I create my cookies. And you can see the consistency of the grain-free cookie dough. It looks like a pretty normal cookie dough, maybe just a little more crumbly than your average normal cookie dough. Okay, we are ready to make our cookies. I want to show you the difference in the dough of the whole grain batter versus the grain-free. So this is going to be a little bit more wet. Going to feel like a pretty normal cookie dough. I'm using my small cookie scoop to make equal-sized dough balls. I'm rolling, and then I'm pressing these cookies very thin, thinner than I would normally press a cookie. Because remember those packaged oatmeal cream pies are like nice, thin, soft, chewy oatmeal cookies. So that's what we're going for here. So once you flatten them in your hand, go ahead and give them another flattening on your parchment-lined baking tray. I've got my oven heated up to 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake for about 7 minutes. Do not over bake these. We want them to be nice and chewy. Now these have just come out of the oven. I am pressing them down while they're still very warm. And I removed them from the hot cookie sheet as soon as they came out of the oven. So we really want almost like a slightly underdone cookie. We're gonna pat them down while they're still hot, and that's gonna help give us that nice, chewy, finished oatmeal cream pie texture. Okay, we're gonna start our icing. We're gonna put 1 cup of powdered sugar swap. It's our 0-carb, 0-calorie sugar alternative. We're gonna mix in 1/4 cup of well-stirred room temperature butter swap, just a pinch of fine salt, and about 1 teaspoon of some pure vanilla extract. We're gonna add water so we get a nice smooth consistency. I'm gonna start with like 1 small tablespoon of hot water. We'll mix, and then we'll decide if we need a little bit more. We want a nice spreadable consistency, but not too thin. We need it to hold its shape in the oatmeal cream pies. Still a little too dry, so I'm gonna add about a teaspoon more. Remember to go slow with your liquid just to get that perfect consistency. Okay, we've got a nice spreadable consistency. Our oatmeal cookies have completely cooled, and we are ready to frost. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. We are making our cookie sandwiches. I'm spreading a fairly generous amount of frosting. The bottom of the cookie. Take the other one. And we've got our beautiful, homemade, healthy, high fiber oatmeal cream pies.